I just want to ask one question. My daughter's getting out of school. I've saved all my money. She doesn't have any student loans. Am I going to get my money back?
Of course not.
So you're going to pay for people who didn't save any money, and those of us that did the right thing get screwed.
No, it's not anybody got screwed. When we
Of
started
course we did. My buddy had fun, bought a car, went on vacations. I saved my money. He made more than I did. But I worked a double shift, worked extra. My daughter's worksheet is 10. So you're laughing. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. We did the right thing, and we get screwed.
I appreciate
That's
it.
all right.
We don't have a lot of these left in the culture, so when we get one out in the wild, we want to point it out. But for those wondering, what is a man? What's a dude? The dad who walks up to Elizabeth Warren and says, "Hey, wait a minute here. The fact that we saved and paid out of pocket for our kid to go to school, can I get reimbursed for that?" Well, no. So then you want to reward the people who borrowed from other folks? They get their college for free, but those of us who actually paid for it, that did the earning around here, we don't. That's an example of something we've talked about on this show for years. There aren't any good arguments for this stuff. There's none. That's why all the arguments are emotional. None of these, none. And take it from the show that's always warning you not to create straw men of your opposition, okay? Not to take them too unseriously. But you can't take them too seriously either, right? Like when you hear a coach say, well, we can't, we got to play a perfect game to beat that. There's no such thing as a perfect game. Humans are involved. There's going to be errors. So either that's coach speak, or if you're a fan of that team, pray tell he's not saying that to his team. Guys, if we don't play a perfect game, we can't win, because there's no such thing as a perfect game. Right? Everybody's going to make mistakes. They're going to blow assignments, drop balls. It's human behavior. We're imperfect vessels. All right? So don't build this up on the other hand. Like, I'm afraid to engage when people in my sphere of influence spout these talking points off. I'm afraid to engage because maybe they have thought about, because this defies common sense. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe they've thought of something I don't know. They haven't. Take it from the guy that did MSNBC about 50 some odd times from 2011 to 2018. I've heard it all. Nope. And one of the reasons why I went in to originally do those appearances is I wanted to see, am I missing something? It can't be this, I didn't say easy, simple. It can't be this simple. Now, reining in our unrestrained nature is not easy. That's why we need the laws of nature and nature's God around here. That's why our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. Reining in our nature is not easy. All right? But deducing what motivates human nature is pretty simple. Craven instinct, desire, opportunism, that's what motivates human nature when it's unrestrained. That's why folks, they didn't lead with, if you disagree with me, you're automatically a racist, misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic bigot. They didn't lead with that because they were saving the really deep intellectual arguments for later once you got through that, right? Like, they didn't put the alligators in the moat because once you swam through there, you were going to really run into some stalwart defense once you got to the castle. That's not how this works. Okay, you put the alligators in the moat because that is your defense of the castle. Okay, there's not behind the alligators is not streams of cannons that are camouflaged. They're just going to bring out. They're not. You put alligators in a moat not to lure people into a trap, but to deter them from testing you. That's why you put the alligators there. See where I'm going with this? Mm-hmm. Similarly, the reason why you're automatically a racist, misogynist, xenophobic, homophobic bigot is to deter you from engaging them on this level. Not because there's another defense right around the corner. This is a deterrent. In the hopes that you will say, boy, I don't know what'll happen if you call me those names again. I don't know what'll happen again if Buttigieg 69 me rips me on Twitter one more time. If he calls me a homophobe, I'm going to seriously start questioning where I'm at with my life choices. Or if Aunt Petunia, that I haven't seen, since wait, I have an Aunt Petunia, that she's on my Facebook spewing her nonsense in my comments on my Facebook page again. Whatever will I do? That's the point of all this. That's the point of all. That's why when Ricky Gervais, the prophet of this age, confronted them on this, there was nothing to do but the murmuring, the Tom Hanks, no, we didn't. Look, there's no comeback.
You have to stop the show. Get them off script.
Yes.
That's why it's better off that they're probably over there in Senate impeachment than boots on the ground, because when it's this level of you have to go in and see them in the whites of their eyes. I mean, listen, they don't believe in the everyman. They don't believe in the regular person. They are about ultimately defying the will of that person. So Elizabeth Warren wants no part of regularly engaging in anything resembling a conversation like this.